I first came across the word corpulence sometime in 2012. Didn't know what it was. I had to Google it, and this is what I found. Today, let me tell you a story. This story is about the first documented low carbohydrate diet for weight loss. This story begins in 1796 in Kensington, England, in the house of one Mr. Westport Banting. With the birth of a son, they named William. William was born into a family of prominent undertakers and funeral directors. They were the managers of funerals of the high and mighty, including the British royal family. By 1828, William, who was then 32, was pretty well to do and decided to close down the business and retire. However, he had one nagging problem. He found himself very obese, so much so that, in his own words, he had difficulty in tying his shoelaces or doing normal things like climbing a flight of stairs without considerable pain and difficulty. There was no history of obesity in the family, neither was he lazy or inactive or given to excessive eating. He took up exercises, daily rowing, he tried walking, riding, even manual labor. But in return, all he got was more muscles, more appetite, and more weight. He consulted the best doctors of his day, but nothing helped. This went on for many years. William tried hard, but failed every time. In 1862, William got lucky. He got an ear infection and decided to consult one Dr. William Harvey, a renowned ear surgeon of the day. One thing led to another, and they ended up discussing his obesity and his attempts to become thinner. Harvey had just returned from Paris, where he had heard Dr. Claude Bernard lecture on diabetes. The liver secretes glucose, Bernard had said. This glucose accumulates excessively in the blood of diabetics. At that time, it was known that a diet of only meat and dairy would check the secretion of sugar in the urine of a diabetic. So Harvey suggested that removal of sugars and starches from diet might do the same for William. Banting started to diet in August of 1862. He ate 3 meals a day, mostly consisting of meat, fish, poultry, and some stale toast, and occasionally fruit on the side. His evening tea was had with some more stale toast or fruit. He strictly avoided any other food that might contain either sugar or starch, in particular bread, milk, beer, sweets, potatoes, and these kind of things. Banting consumed a considerable amount of alcohol, mostly wine, sometimes gin, brandy, or whiskey. By May of 1863, just 8 months into his diet, Banting had lost 35 pounds, almost 16 kilos, and thankfully decided to document his experience in a 16-page public document titled Letter on Corpulence. This soon became a craze. So much so, words like bantism or to bant started being used regularly in the English language. Within a year, the English dictionary introduced a new verb, banting, meaning to diet. In his own words, he wrote, "I have not felt better in health than now. For the past 26 years, my other bodily ailments have become mere matters of history." The booklet has several further editions and is still available online or in bookstores. This book was translated and sold in the United States, Germany, Austria, France, and where not. It is rumored that even the French emperor was following the diet. The speed at which things happened took the medical community by surprise. They were confused. They didn't know how to respond. Sometimes they attacked the message, sometimes the messenger. The Lancet of the time critically wrote, "Oh, this is old news, and evidence is abundant. We advise Mr. Banting and everyone of his kind not to meddle with medical literature again but be content to mind his own business. Banting responded that, "Look, I have been consulting doctors. No doctor has ever told me this. And anyway, I have not claimed any exclusivity about this diet. This came to me from France." So this is the story of the first documented weight loss program of the early or middle 19th century. If you are a strict vegetarian, don't worry, in today's day and age, there are alternatives available where we can supplement while eating vegetarian or vegan food all the time.